Greetings, everyone. My name is Kwame Benter, and this is our Monday Rock Turn to Your Royalty Warriors presentation that we do every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Purpose of this presentation is basically to share information about what's going on and why we should be saving precious metals like physical gold and silver instead of fiat currency. Those who do not know what fiat currency is currency that is basically created out of thin air. So we're going to show some slides here, get right into it. I'm going to start off with this quote right here. The only protection against injustice in man is power. That power, physical, financial, and scientific. That's from the book, The Philosophy and Opinions of the late, great Marcus Garvey. Another quote, Henry Ford. It is well that the people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. Well, if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow. Once again, welcome. We do this every Monday at 30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And those who do not know who I am, live here in Richmond, Virginia. Grew up in New Jersey. Retired personal fitness trainer. That's what I retired from. That was my last, I guess, regular job. Done a lot of things as far as income-wise over the years. Full-time network marketing professional right now, and our product is money. Okay, we're not trying to sell you any kind of lotions or potions or pills or anything like that. All we're trying to do is show you the power of an exchange of paper or digital currency or real money, precious metals. So, Warriors' first instruction is return order and balance. Okay, and Warriors at Rock Turn to Your Royalty Warriors stands for working at receiving residual income over receiving salaries, because we know that a salary is not going to get you freedom. It's not going to get you financial freedom, location freedom, or time freedom. Okay? Because a salary means that you must trade your time for cash. We want to show you how to create a passive residual income if you choose to do that. If not, wanted to at least start saving precious metals. So here at Mint Builders, we want to show you how to stack more and spend less. Okay, we're not going to give you any personal financial advice. We're not giving you any tax advice. Basically, what we're going to do is show you what we do, and hopefully you'll see the power in what we do and join with us and build this wealth. Because simple fact, our economy is in irreversible trouble. Are you prepared? Because our currency is on its way to zero. So what can you do to protect yourself? Well, we're going to show you a few things that you can do. One thing for sure is that you can know is that currency and money are two different things. I'm going to repeat that. Currency and money are two different things. I'm going to show you why during this presentation. Your financial wellness is our mission. We want to show you how to grow your wealth, to help reduce anxiety, so that you can enjoy life and live life on your terms and live your dream freedom lifestyle. So why is this information timely? It's because global uncertainty all but dictate the necessity of a stable store value. Okay? I don't know if you know that a lot of turmoil going on in the world today. The president of Iran was just a helicopter crash, so he's one of his top assistants is killed. It was an assassination attempt on another president of another country. And then we have these ongoing continuous wars that's going on here and abroad. And see, this thing called inflation is winning. It's real. It's robbing us of our labor. Prices continuously seem like they're going up when what actually happening is the currency that we use continues to lose value. Globally, housing and grocery prices are unsustainable. Companies land on people in droves, and artificial intelligence will replace a lot more workers. When the grocery store today, they had one cashier. The rest is, hey, check yourself out. Okay, so a lot of jobs are being eliminated by technology. Days of finding a job with benefits that one can retire from are gone. Most of the jobs created these days are gig workers, Uber, Upgrub, but all those jobs with no benefits. Okay, no retirement plan. Central banks are printing cash at unprecedented rates. Okay, and our currency, whoa, our paper currency is going digital. Okay, BRICS. You don't know about BRICS? You might want to do some research. And the Fed now. A lot of people use their cell phone to make purchases or a plastic card. Then this government and other countries, governments, their central bank is coming up with central bank digital currency. They want to eliminate currency, physical currency, out of the circulation, so now they can control what you spend, how you spend it, and how much you spend. Okay, when you get out of hand, they can cut you off. Then we have the lasting effects of COVID. Supply chains has been interrupted, and inflation is still handcuffing global markets. These are not opinions, facts that we're on our planet. You don't believe me? There's another person who's going to share some information about what's going on in the political arena in this market here. See the headline says that China sells record 53.5 billion in U.S. debt. Right. So without further delay, here we go.
Hello, welcome back everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. A very significant hit to the appeal of U.S. debt on the international market was dealt recently when China sold a record amount, $53.3 billion worth of U.S. treasuries. In our quick video, I would like to share the details first and then talk about why this is very important, why this event should not be dismissed. So in the midst of the trade war with the United States, China made the decision to offload a significant portion of its U.S. treasuries and U.S. agency bonds in the first quarter of the year. The Chinese government announced the sale following its joint statement with Russia, where both countries highlighted their intention to continue moving away from being dependent on Western countries, primarily financial, of course, economically. What's truly surprising is that even a very close ally of China, Belgium, sold $22 billion worth of treasuries during the first quarter of this year, during the same time period. So it is safe to say that it's not just the countries that the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, likes to call China-leaning. Even U.S. allies begin to distance themselves from the dollar and from putting everything in one basket, so to speak.
The concern, of course, is that the direction of travel, if it is not appropriately controlled, you could end up basically moving dramatically away from a global rules-based trading system, which is what we've lived with for multiple decades now. So I'm going to start with giving you a sense of there's been a trend decline in the amount of the dollar in FX reserves over time. It was to be 70%, it has come down over time. But most of the diversification is going to kind of non-traditional reserve currencies like the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar. And yes, there's some to the renminbi, but it's a small fraction. So where, if anything, are we seeing any changes in terms of on the margin? You do see it in trade finance. So if you look at the left graph over there, that again looks at the different blocks, the China block and the US block, to see what's happening in terms of adoption of renminbi in trade finance. And within the US leaning block, you really don't see anything. That's not on the slide here, but I'm just telling you, you don't see much at all happening in terms of the US leaning block. But in terms of the China block, you certainly have seen an increase in the use of the renminbi in trade finance.
China used to be the biggest investor, not too long ago, just 5 years ago. Starting in 2018, however, around the same time when the trade war with the United States ramped up, China's holdings started to decline. And the following year, in 2019, Japan took the first spot as the biggest US debt holder. Japan, of course, is an ally. Foreign countries are aware that the United States economy is not what it used to be, and as an investor, the increase in associated risks makes you think twice whether the risk is actually worth the promise of a return on your investment in the distant future. Even if it's US Treasuries, they're not as safe as they once were regarded to be. When a government issues massive amounts of debt, it has to pay interest on it. And as US Treasuries yield increased, it meant that the government had to be in a position to keep paying that interest to all of its bondholders, or in other words, to its creditors. It cannot default. But the US government has been running deficits every single quarter, so even though it can print cash out of thin air, only to devalue its currency more and more, of course, it still needs to meet its obligations. It still needs to honor its liabilities. And so a surge in interest expense is a red flag to foreign investors who believe that a 10-year or even a 30-year US Treasury note is just too risky now. It's too risky to hold. And nobody knows what will happen a year from now, let alone a decade from now. So this is one of the reasons why there's less demand for US Treasuries, and with China now getting rid of $53 billion worth in treasuries, it is sending a very clear signal to every single country in the world to consider doing the same. Selling a record amount of US debt should have been expected. I don't think that this is a surprise to anybody. Dependency is a matter of national security, and there's really nothing worse than running the risk of being sanctioned and your assets, your sovereign assets, to be confiscated, or simply put, stolen, when you can just be proactive and sell those assets now. The main objective of the sale is, of course, as you know very well by now, is to accelerate the move away from the United States dollar. So while we are talking about de-dollarization as a distant threat, something that is happening but isn't really likely to hurt us right now, here we are. It has already been accelerated, and now, in addition to it being accelerated, other countries are taking note of this sale and will likely act accordingly in the near future. This is an excellent illustration by Bloomberg, by the way. The bright pink are treasuries, agency debt is in yellow. China started to sell significant portions of US treasuries in 2015. I do not think that this is a coincidence because, as we know, following the 2014 coup in Ukraine, the civil war began in the Donbass, and that was the first red flag that relying on the US-led financial system is really not in the best interest of those countries that are not directly aligned with Western policies. So China, as well as other countries, began to search for alternatives, and it is safe to say that they certainly found those alternatives by returning back to safe haven assets. There's a very clear correlation between the sell-off of US Treasuries, this massive sell-off of US Treasuries, and a really massive accumulation of gold, as can be seen here. It should also be noted that China reportedly does hold gold that is not reflected in this official data, so likely the reserve holdings are much larger than what is seen here. In addition to that, the IMF says the trend to sell treasuries and to buy gold is a trend shared among not only China, but also other countries. What's behind the sales of US treasuries, of US securities in general? Well, clearly geopolitical reasons are driving this. Even the IMF now openly issued a warning saying the US dollar is in trouble and countries don't really appreciate being sanctioned, so they're not supporting the reserve currency anymore. As geopolitical risks rise, we've seen a really sharp increase in protectionist measures used by governments. As is illustrated here, since 2022, there's been a surge in trade barriers, and as the result of this, trade fragmentation between the Western alliances and non-aligned countries increased since then. This is, of course, related not only to trade, but also to foreign investments, including US Treasuries. There is a very clear trend. The dissolution of trade ties, especially in the context of conflicts and wars, it facilitates financial fragmentation as well as increased economic costs, which is what we're already starting to see. I will go ahead and end this video here. I hope that this was informative. As always, thanks for.
So, you notice what you said. Countries are exchanging that debt for assets, gold. China has a record amount of gold in the last few years, has been purchased by China and other countries. So why precious metals? Why are people doing that? Because it holds tangible value over long periods of time, which you know that the US dollar holds zero value. It's time tested. It's a hedge against inflation. All right. Inflation is eating us up right now. You go to the grocery store every week, you see prices continuously increase, which means that the currency that we use to purchase things is losing its value. It's easily explainable. Even children know that it's good to have gold and silver, and it's relatively stable during uncertain times. And it's the best product to be garage qualified with. That means that, it doesn't spoil, it won't go bad, it doesn't get rotten, no expiration date. The longer you hold it, the more valuable precious metals come. Here's another reason why. US debt, 38 trillion or 252 trillion if you include unfunded liabilities. It increases 1.5 million every minute, and the interest is almost $1 billion. So the GDP is at 28 trillion. That means that the government is overspending by 36%. You can go to usdebtclock.org to see how quickly this debt is rising. It can't be paid. Sooner or later, they're going to call in the cards. See, most people dream of becoming wealthy, achieving financial success, and living life on their terms. But the reality is that many will never realize their dreams. And a lot of it is because of the system that was created to keep us working from paycheck to paycheck or unemployed or underpaid. And many people don't know that there's a better way, so they never take the right action to make a difference. A lot of people participate in behavior that doesn't promote their success, that ensures them staying broke. Because a lot of people think that wealth is luck, but it's not. In order to become wealthy, you must have the right education. Education that we got from school is not the right education. That education is basically teaching you to become a good worker, good obedient worker. Work, work, trade your time, money until you can't anymore. And wealth is about having the right plan, right? You have to have a plan. If you fail the plan, then you plan to fail. And just simple as that. Okay. And then once you get that plan going, you must be consistent about it. Times might get hard, things may happen, but if those things do happen, don't let them discourage you. Keep on moving forward. Be consistent in the plan. I'm going to give you a simple plan that anyone can follow. And there it is. Pay yourself first. Just make sure it's not made out of paper. So a portion of everything that you earn should be yours to keep beyond your lifetime. If you want to leave that legacy for your children and loved ones or someone. If not, so be it. But we should be trying to save at least 10% of everything that we earn. Like I said, make sure it's not made out of paper because that currency does not hold value. It's not money, it's a currency. Saving is the first step. Many people think they need more income to start saving. But with that mindset, many people would never start saving, which is probably the reason why 60% of the people here in this country don't have $1,000 saved for emergency after working 15, 20, 30 years. And that is not a good thing. If they depended on, or if they're going to be dependent on Social Security, you're going to probably have to live with a relative or something like that. And Social Security is not going to cut it. You can expedite savings with real money assets like physical gold and silver. But you see, all paper currency that most mistakenly call money has one destination, and that's zero. The US dollar was created in 1913. This graph shows the purchasing power of the dollar from 1913 to 2000. It was created by the Federal Reserve, which is not the federal government. It's owned by some private families. So I basically, a group of people got together 2010 off the coast of Georgia, an island called Jekyll Island. He came up with a plan, a scheme to take over the global monetary system. Okay, and then after World War II, the U.S. dollar became the world's reserve currency. And at that time, all right, it had to be backed by physical gold. The Treasury could not create cash, could not print cash unless they had a certain amount of gold in their reserve. Okay. Up until 1971, you can actually exchange that piece of paper for gold at your bank. That's right. But something happened in 1971. Richard Nixon, many remember him as Watergate. There's a couple of things he did that don't get a lot of media attention. One thing was he ended the Bretton Woods Agreement. So what that does mean, that means that the US dollar is no longer backed by gold. Now the Treasury create cash out of thin air, like that recording just said earlier. They create cash out of thin air, not money, because it's not money. Okay. Why did they have to do that? Well, they were in this war called the Vietnam War, and they needed cash to continue to fight this war and eventually lose this war. They had to usher in the war on drugs at the height of the Black Power movement, the Black Power Love movement. Okay, so they used the cash to come up with this thing called COINTELPRO, a counterinsurgent, so that they could spy on progressive organizations to disrupt them and imprison their leaders, so forth. So the US dollar has lost 97% of its buying power since it was created. If you lost 97% of your power right now, you could be on life support or either dead. Purchasing power of the US dollar and the currency in circulation. You see that red line going up since 1971 to 2018. The U.S. money supply increased 32.3 times. This was accompanied by 84% drop in the purchasing power of the dollar. Price inflation is a direct consequence of the increased money. 1971, like I said, that's when the gold standard ended. So now they can create cash at a rapid pace. See how quickly the dollar started losing its value since 1971. Right now, we're basically in a free fall because the dollar is losing value faster than ever. If you had $100,000 in 1932 and kept it in cash, today it'd have about $2,000 worth of buying power compared to what it could purchase in 1932. If you had $100,000 and you exchanged for gold in 1932, it'd have over $3.5 million worth of buying. Numbers don't lie. This just makes sense. If your phone looked like this, what would you do? You look for somewhere to plug it up, or you can charge your savings with precious metals. Little known facts, we said this earlier, the video said this earlier, banks are trading currency with silver and gold. Central banks own 25% of all the gold. Why are they moving heavily into precious metal? Because the world fiat currency is changing. I just showed you earlier, you got BRICS now, central bank digital currency. And like I said, most people don't even use cash anymore. Chase Bank has over 675 million ounces of silver. Probably got a whole lot more since this slide was created. So there's two distinct asset classes in precious metals. You have bullion and you have numismatics. Bullion is a crisis protection. Okay, this is what you want. Again, is have saved for any type of crisis. Could it be, whether it be personal or global, like appliance breakdown, your car breakdown, you need a savings so that you won't have to go in debt to take care of those crises. Or if it's a global crisis, like the currency in your country goes zero, and you have physical gold and silver, then you have financial insurance. It's lower premiums than numismatics, and it's outperformed cash savings quite a bit. Then you have numismatics. It's priced a little bit above bullion price. It's not dependent on the market because they're uncirculated. Uh, they're sonically preserved. It's like buying art, but it's physical gold, silver art. An example of what a numismatics can do. This is one that Mint Builder had in 2018. Cost the members $45. 1 ounce silver Thor. Pure 999 silver. Selling for by 2022, we're selling for $175 or more, which is made at a 95% value increase per year. So secret to almost instant wealth is to get them precious metals at the right price at the right time. This is where Mint Builder plays that role. These are some of the products that we have in Mint Builder. Only a few. We got a whole lot more than this. A couple of our products that your membership will give you access to. Infinite banking, which is a whole life insurance policy where you can become your own bank, borrow against your own money, and much better than the bank. Then we have free metal storage for our members. Then we have MyMint Wallet, which is physical silver and gold digitally purchased. Here's a short video to explain MyMint Wallet.
Physical gold meets digital benefits. Mint Builder has taken physical gold ownership into the future with MyMint Wallet. This is the most cost-effective and secure way to own gold and silver. This proprietary product provides you with gold and silver access previously dominated by large institutions and banks. You now have direct access to instantly buy, sell, or transfer your precious metals through MyMint Wallet. Unlike ETFs, exchange-traded funds, you will enjoy 100% ownership of pure, physical gold and silver that is securely stored in segregated and insured vaults with our partner IDS of Texas. The benefits of MyMint Wallet are extensive and impressive. Your benefits include extremely low premiums, especially for wholesale members, digital tracking to the 100th of an ounce of gold and 1 ounce of silver in real time, 100% direct ownership of pure physical gold and silver, secure vault storage at no additional cost, fully insured accounts, the ability to quickly sell in real time and have your funds transferred directly to your bank, or use your funds to purchase silver and gold from your shop to have physically delivered assets. Daily audits to continually ensure each account is properly funded. Seeing the value of your precious metals holdings in real time all the time. You can even transfer precious metals from your wallet to another member's wallet. 100% of your precious metals purchase is deposited on account as physical gold and silver in the highly secure IDS of Texas vaults. You have complete ownership over your gold and silver holdings, and with the click of a button, can sell at the current market price, have the funds placed into your wallet, and use these funds right away to pick the items you would like to take physical delivery of. This allows you to have the flexibility to choose from many different options for physical product delivery. You also have the option to simply have funds deposited directly into your bank account. We even provide you with the ability to transfer gold and silver to another member. Your MyMint Wallet is the best way to own the most amount of gold and silver for the lowest cost, while keeping your metals safe from confiscation and robbery. In turn, giving you absolute control and flexibility with your wealth. Owning precious metals has never been so easy and at such low premiums. Be sure to get started with MyMint Wallet and start building your mint today.
That is a short video explaining MyMint Wallet. Amazing product. Like I said, the premiums are very, very low. It's physically stored. okay, at a safe location in Texas. All right, so your physical gold or silver is safe and secure, and you can sell or buy with the click of a mouse, or like they said, you can transfer it to another member and build it. This is what it would look like in your back office. So you can also set up auto asset savings. Okay, these are some of the products that you can save with your membership if you choose to. And you can change it, you can pause it, or you can cancel it at any time. You're not obligated, but if you want to just set it and forget it, you can do that. And a lot of people do. You know, I'm one that definitely every month we are stacking and stacking. Another benefit of your membership, Mint Builders partner up with a company called Feed My Starving Children. 91% of all revenue goes directly to feeding children in need. Right, so your subscription has a very, very positive impact, not just for you, but for other people also. And we have access to Mint Builder knowledge base, so benefits, corporate webinars, frequently asked questions, Mint Builder Academy, blogs, MyMint Wallet, sales tips, training library, and so much more. So this is the price for membership. Wholesale membership, if you pay annually, comes to $25 per month. If you want to pay monthly, it's only $39 a month. These are some of the benefits that you get also that I didn't mention earlier. 50% off asset premiums, 50% off shop premiums. It said free metal storage in Delaware. This is for the other physical products that you get on your website, because the video said that we store MyMint wallet, gold, and silver in Texas. Well, the other products are stored in a vault in Delaware. And like I said, you get to feed a child, precious metal knowledge base, open vault marketplace seller access, which means that you can actually sell your silver and gold to other members in Mint Builder family. Also access to MyMint wallet, free wealth planning app, and discounts. Discounts on travel and attractions. We went up to Washington last week and Philly. We definitely used the discounts for the hotels and saved quite a bit of money. That's right. This is what your VIP membership will get you. All of these and then some. We have two distinct people here, Mint Builder. I just shared with you was everything that your membership will give you and some. But we also have sales associates, okay? And these people, they sell wholesale customer memberships. They sell precious metals, and they build a sales organization that does the same. Now, guess what, though? Your wholesale customer membership gives you access to starting a global home-based business for no extra cost. And we give you all of this right here, because we don't stop at just accumulating your assets. Mint Builder understands that many people are seeking more income today because of the times that we're in. So where are you at in your life? Okay. Linear income versus residual income. So linear income is active income. You trade your time for dollars. This is what we all have been trained to do. This graph that I'm about to show you is created by Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Very good book that I would suggest that you get if you haven't gotten it already and read it. Good book for those who want to learn more about economics and finance. And so, linear income, you have a job, you're trading your time for money. You have no leverage. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. That's a fact, especially with today's gig workers. They don't show up, they don't get paid. So a lot of people, they get tired of working with somebody else and decide they want to start a job. They become self-employed. But they don't have a system, which means that they still basically what they did was they own a job there. Okay, you may not be working for somebody, you're working for yourself, but if you still don't show up, you don't get paid. So, Mint Builders, we can show you how to create that residual income, okay, with a system. A passive residual income that's not dependent upon your presence. That's right. A system. We have the system in place where you can run the system. People work with you or work for you. Now you have the leverage. Okay. You don't have to be there to make the money. Share this opportunity. They decide they want to do the same thing, help people save, the company will reward you. Or you get customers who want to save on a regular basis. They save, and builders reward you. They pay you. Then you become an investor. We're not talking about anything investing here at Mint Builders. We're just simply talking about saving. But you want to get to a place where you can create that passive income by learning how to invest smartly. Uh, One thing that you can do that I do is have stocks that pay a dividend. So it doesn't matter if the stock go up and down, you still get paid dividends. So this is a sales associate platform. You get your own shop, your own personal link. Person goes to your shop, make a purchase, you get paid. You got the software. All this is included in your membership. You track everything that's going within your team, within your sales team, all the purchases that you make personally. It's all right there at the palm of your hand. Also, your membership gives you marketing material, barcodes, banners that you can put on different websites, training. Okay, we have training videos in the knowledge base. Okay, then we have training also. Some members do training also on their own. And we have a free silver lead capture page. No extra cost. The person goes to this website that's directly connected to you. They fill out a little form and come to ship them a free bar of silver. All they have to do is pay for the ship. And what this system also does, it sends out emails to educate that person who took the survey, filled out the form, on why they should be saving against others. Mint Builder handles all the payment processing, so you don't have to collect anything or anything. They do all the packing, they do all the shipping. This shipping is tracked with a tracking number. Anything is lost or stolen, it will be recuperated. And then unlimited commissions. Can't beat that. 13 streams of income. Want to know more about the streams of income? Then we suggest that you get back with the person that shared it with you. We have a video that you can watch that can explain all the different ways that you can pay. Because if you don't have any residual income or passive income, or at least a plan for residual income, then you're living a very, very risky life. There's no security in the job, even a high-paying one. So be smart and don't rely on one source of income. As we started, we're going to end with this quote by Marcus Garvey: "The only protection against injustice in man is power, physical, financial, and scientific." We want to show you how to get that power. There's power in the exchange. Are we ready to get started? Get back with the person that shared this with you. Any questions, they will get those questions answered for you so we can show you how to start stacking more, spending less, acquiring real money, that financial insurance, that other real money other than exercise and fitness. We're going to end this presentation here, and hope that you got some value out of it. See this video on any social media or anything like that, please like or please subscribe to the channel and share it with other people, because everybody needs to hear this information. So with that being said, we're going to stop.